Hello, my name is Adrian Ashley, and my research topic pertains to national parks and vehicular traffic. The first article I'll be talking about is called An Assessment of Road Impacts on Wildlife Populations in U.S. National Parks. The purpose of this study was to help identify future wildlife transportation conflicts and potential mitigation measures that need to be taken to reduce wildlife mortality rates. The researchers decided to send out online questionnaires to 196 National Park Service staff units across the country that are nearby public access roads. One NPS employee per unit was sent the questionnaire to fill out. The questionnaire asked about their background, such as their experience within their NPS unit and what the NPS road network looks like, data collection and management of traffic-related mortality of surrounding wildlife and habitat fragmentation, wildlife transportation conflicts, and mitigation practices. The implications of this study are new insights into potential management systems that will protect wildlife from public access roads. This article helped my research because it gives insight into what kind of impacts national park roads have on surrounding wildlife and their habitats. The next article I researched is titled Wildlife Mortality on Roads and Railways Following Highway Mitigation. The purpose of this study was to determine whether highway mitigation changes the spatial distribution of railway wildlife mortalities in Banff National Park. The researchers examined the similarities between road mitigation and vehicle collisions using a mortality dataset collected by Parks Canada Agency over a 34-year period during the years of 1981 and 2014, while accounting for different time periods of mitigation in Banff National Park. The implications of this study are that future mitigations of these roads and railways could take place to reduce wildlife mortality rates. This article helps my research in determining if mitigation on national park roads will help reduce habitat loss and wildlife mortality rates. Next, I read about an interpretive study of Yosemite National Park visitors' perspectives toward alternative transportation in Yosemite Valley. The purpose of this study was to further understand Yosemite National Park's visitor perspectives regarding alternative transportation. The study population sample was Yosemite National Park visitors. 160 interviews were conducted, and visitors were asked questions about transportation preferences and their visitor use experience. The implications of this study are that it encourages positive attitudes toward new transportation methods in national parks and sustainability. This article will aid in my research as visitor perspectives of alternative transportation in Yosemite directly correlates with figuring out new strategies to implement that could reduce traffic congestion in the park. Following Yosemite's visitor assessment study, I researched visitor assessment of the mandatory alternative transportation system at Zion National Park. The purpose of this study was to determine what visitors of Zion National Park think and feel about their alternative transportation system and its effectiveness. The researchers used Zion National Park visitors as their study population by surveying them at shuttle stops during 3 separate data sets in the years 2000, 2003, and 2007 to determine satisfaction and quality of new alternative transportation in the park. The implications of this research suggest further investigation in visitor perspectives as well as future implementations of alternative transportation systems in national parks. Visitor assessment in Zion helps my research by giving insight and information of how visitors feel about a successful shuttle system that does not let private vehicles enter the national park to reduce private vehicle traffic. Lastly, I researched an article titled Impact of Vehicular Traffic on Vertebrate and Fauna in Horton Plains and Yala National Parks of Sri Lanka, Some Implications for Conservation and Management. The purpose of this study was to document species that suffer road mortality in and around the 2 national parks and identify factors that contribute to roadkills. The study sample was Horton Plains and Yala National Parks in Sri Lanka, and the research was conducted through the presence of roadkills recorded between 2009 and 2014 on and near roads in and around the 2 national parks. The implications of this study are for future mitigations for these roadkills and strategies that will prevent significant increases in wildlife mortality in national parks of developing countries. This study helps my research by demonstrating that wildlife mortality caused by private automobiles in national parks is not limited to one country and can happen anywhere that does not have proper park management strategies or transportation systems in place. And that is my presentation. Thank you very much.